Live in the morning time. Let's go live in the morning time. Let's go live in the morning time. Baby, I love you. Just know that right now. This one, white marker. Where's the black marker? I always ask out loud just in case. Okay, let's get it started. Mental science. Mental science. Mental science. This morning. I'm gonna just use the blue one. So, okay. Let's start with this. I want to talk about, first I want to introduce this and say this. I don't have any new information. Happy New Day. Happy New Day, baby. She literally behind here, y'all, so. Happy New Day. So, what we're going to talk about today is mental science and religion. Mental science and religion. Mental science and religion. Reason why is because it's a lot of us, especially if you over the age of 35, which most people in this room are. If you are over the age of 35, you got raised in some kind of religious world where other people around you or you and your family has some kind of religious connotation to what they said. Now, I am doing this because they are banning the Bible in Florida. I want to repeat that. They are banning the Bible in Florida. I don't care what religion you are. It doesn't matter what religion you are. The state of Florida is banning the Bible. The Bible will be taken because of the sexual suggestive ideas and incest is what they say is the reason why they're banning the Bible. Now, the point is, if we are at a place in our history where we are burning books and we are banning books, just look it up, and they're banning books, we are at a dangerous time in our world. They banning books in Utah as well. I want you to understand something. The only reason that I'm talking about mental science right now is because this information over the next 10 to 20 years is going to become more and more scarce as our society becomes globalized. If you live in the West, you already see that things are not looking up as far as leadership is concerned. Will it be against the law to have a Bible? I don't know that. And that's what's kind of scary about it. I don't want to put you into a state of fear, but what I do want to do is clarify they are doing this right now. So, what version of the Bible do most have? I don't know. Usually King James version. But this is what's happening next. They're gonna ban all books that have anything to do with you waking up and your children waking up to who they are. They know at this point, when I say they, just use your imagination. Okay? When you see your kids, we can get into a lot of different things. I'm not gonna go super deep dive into these more minute topics, but the point is, information should be shared freely. I don't care if you write a book that's totally false, it's totally wrong, you believe all the ideas in it, but it's totally wrong, it's totally false. You should be able to write that book. And that book should be able to be published and put on shelves if people demand it. It should be, but that is not the case right now. Books are being banned right now. It's just the beginning. It's not widespread, but if you start to see this over the next 10 to 20 years, don't be surprised. But the reason that I'm going over this information is not to promote a religion. It's not to promote a belief system. It's to give you knowledge that they do not want us to know about ourselves. And I'm going to tell you, if it was not for the internet, I would be in a very bad situation because information flows freely on the internet. So I'm going to talk about some things that it's really called the 5 steps to a system. If you came yesterday to the live, which I do lives pretty much every morning, I can't promise to do it every morning, but I've been consistent this week. Probably this is the 5th day straight. We talked about the 5 fundamentals. If you didn't get to see that video, I'll do another one and post it on YouTube. But mental science has 5 practices that allow you to attune your mind, to train your brain to do things automatically. And we can talk about the science of the brain too. So we're going to talk about a few things. So first thing I want to talk about is our brain. This is a brain, in case you didn't know that. Okay, this is a brain. I want you to understand something about the brain. The brain is an organ. The brain is an organ. The brain is an organ. We all know this, right? The brain is an organ. Okay? So, this brain that we have is a sending and receiving station for vibration and frequencies. It's a sending and receiving station for vibration and frequencies. Why is that important? The reason that's important is because they found out through scientific experiment that when an observer, an experimenter, a person observing an experiment observes particles, the particles behave differently according to what the observer is expecting or looking for. When the observer is not there, the particles behave differently. The question is, why does that happen? What's making that happen? Because we know that's true. So what we're saying is your brain has the ability and is now affecting physical matter. The physical particles of your body, of your living room, of your studio, of your car, of people you meet, change according to what you are looking for. You, us, what we're looking for. Now, why does that happen? Here's the science behind that. What is the instrument allowing us to affect physical matter? Well, it is not just spirituality. That's the first thing I want to say. It's not just spirituality. How do we know that? Because in order for anything to affect physical matter, it has to have a physical presence. So what is the thing that is affecting physical matter? Here, they don't care if we know law of attraction. If you know law of attraction, it's fine because you won't know how to use it. If you don't know if you know about aliens, but you don't know how to contact aliens, who cares about aliens? Okay, that's a far out example. Bring it back in. If we don't know how law of attraction works, it doesn't matter if we know law of attraction. We won't be able to use it effectively. Here's what's going on. The brain is an organ or an instrument of the mind. Of the mind. This is an organ. It is not your mind. A lot of people make the mistake of thinking that the brain is the mind. It is not the mind. How do we prove that? If you ever been to a funeral, you see a body in a casket that has a brain in it, but the brain isn't doing anything. That's because the mind is not with the brain. Does that make sense? That mind is not with the brain. The brain is not sending electrical signals through that body anymore. Because why? It's disconnected from its source of power, which is your mind. So the mind dictates to the brain. It thinks into the brain. It uses the brain. And the brain fires off neural pathways that wire together to create experiences and affect the physical world. This is what's happening with your brain. Here's another fact. So your brain has multiple levels. It has multiple levels of vibration it can go into. Now, I want you to look this up for yourself. When you look up what vibrations are the strongest vibrational waves in the universe, you will find out that gamma waves is not just about the Incredible Hulk and Avengers and X-Men. Gamma waves are real. The most powerful and most penetrating vibration in the entire cosmos is gamma waves. Guess what instrument lets off gamma waves? Guess what organ in your body lets off gamma waves? And it doesn't do it all the time, but it has the potential to. Guess what has it? Your brain has the ability to let off gamma waves. It's the highest frequency in the universe. It's the most powerful frequency in the universe, and your brain has the potential to let it off. Hello, hello. This is the fact about gamma waves. Okay? Now, beta waves is the stress wave. When they measured the vibrational frequency that impoverished people vibrate on, they vibrate at the beta frequency. The beta frequency is a frequency that is essentially in high stress. We're going to talk about how to reprogram your mind. High stress, theta is a frequency of calm and peace, and this is the frequency that most wealthy people vibrate on. It's theta. Your hippocampus, the size of the hippocampus and wealth are correlated. That means the bigger your hippocampus is, the more the wealthier the person is on average. The wealthier the person is on average, the happier the person is on average. And there's a way to grow your hippocampus. I want to start off with this so you understand that the brain is the organ that controls everything else, because nothing else has the ability to vibrate on a gamma wave frequency. This has the highest level, your brain has the highest level power to control and dictate to particles in the universe, which everything's made of particles, what to be, how to perform, how to behave. Now, you can't make it behave in a way that's outside of its nature, but understand this. You have a personality, right? Your personality has range. Oh, I like Soul School. That's good. Your personality has range. So you are certain ways around people you work with, you certain ways around people in your family, but it's not like you're fake. It's just your personality has range. You're a different personality when you're tired than when you're super excited. Your personality has range. So particles, just like our personality, have range, but just not as dynamic of a range. So your observation and the way you think about things determine what type of range that particle expresses. Stress shrinks the hippocampus. It shrinks the hippocampus. What raises or makes the hippocampus larger, guess what? Associating with high vibrational human beings is the number one way. Connection, compassion grows the hippocampus. How can we learn to use gamma waves? First, let's talk about that. Let's talk about how to utilize this. How are you going to change your brain? And if you hooked your brain to a machine, you would notice a few things. If you started to do these practices, let's talk about how do you upgrade your brain. So I'm gonna draw the brain over here on the other side. All right, this is the brain. How do you upgrade your brain? Here's the way we upgrade our brain, okay? Our brain upgrades doing 5 things. Ooh, I like this. This is my favorite part too. I'm getting excited about this. I want this black marker. There it is. I found it. Ha, law of attraction. Okay. I wanted this black marker. All right. This is how we do it. How do we upgrade the brain? The very first way, and this is what I learned from my teacher he sold billions of dollars of product and now he's a spiritual teacher. My other teacher who I'm talking about, who talks about this, he doesn't necessarily talk about the brain, but he talks about other things. He also understands the same thing. He sold a $250 million business to Warren Buffett and he was a monk. He didn't even care about business and he didn't even care about money. So think about that. Just keep that in mind. These are the principles of how to upgrade your brain in the way they did. This is what they explain. Number 1, you're going to be surprised and you're going to hate it. Read.
It keeps freezing.
It's freezing?
Yeah, it did a couple times. It's good now, I think.
Then can you get off the internet, babe?
Yeah.
And see if that worked? Thank you, babe. Can y'all see me? Can you see me? Can you see me? Can you see me? Right, exactly. Can y'all see me? Okay.
Right.
You feel me? Okay. All right, here we go. Number 1 way to upgrade your brain is read. Now, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to ask a question. Why do you think if you 30 years or older, 35 plus or 30 years older, you understand this. Younger generations don't understand this as much. Do you remember phonics? Hooked on phonics, where you learned how to read. Understand this. They took phonics out of the schools. They took phonics out of the schools. People don't learn phonics anymore. They don't learn how to read. Okay? I want you to ask why. I want you to think about why. All right? I'm going to tell you some facts about reading. When they did the research, there are certain parts of your brain that only build when you read. You cannot grow certain parts of your brain unless you read. Here's why. I looked it up. The reason that reading does a certain thing to your brain that just listening to an audiobook cannot do is because of a few reasons. Number 1, when you read, your eyes scan the page from left to right. And if you are in another country, right to left. But your eyes scan. Now, what's happening when your eyes scan over the words and you go sentence by sentence? You are computing what the words mean as your eyes move across the page. In audio, you can close your eyes and hear it. What's happening? Neural pathways are being built that are associated with your eye movement, and computation of the book is higher because you have to interpret and you have to interpret words while you read. Okay? If you see the words when you listen to an audiobook, that's good if you can picture the words. Now understand this. If you don't read, do not wonder why you are in the position you're in, because they don't want you to read. If you start reading, you will understand. People who read seem like geniuses to people who don't read. You have to read. You have to. If you want to develop a certain part of your brain, the part of your brain that the wealthy, happy, and joyful people in the world, who they seem like their brains are on like just on another wave. It's reading. Warren Buffett, he said he read 5 hours or 6 hours every morning. And the main thing he read was stories about old economies. Okay? And there's no wonder why Warren Buffett is who he is. Okay? Reading is number one. Now, it's certain books that if you read them, I'm not talking about fiction either. I'm talking about nonfiction books, because nonfiction books are about real life. So autobiographies and biographies, it is a luxury. So if we want to build that luxury into our lives, let's start to read right now. Because y'all up right now, you can read, even if you get off, when you get off this live. But reading, you want to read non-fiction books about people who have what you want and have been where you are. That's the number one. The other way to upgrade your brain is, the second thing is what we just said. Audio. Listen to audio. And I'm not talking about the podcast of today, please. The podcasts of today are made by people who have never accomplished anything other than most of them. They have not accomplished anything other than selling courses to other people for high price. The people who live the freedom lifestyle, they're all coaches. And how are you a coach of what? What have you done other than coach other people how to make money? You made all your money from coaching other people how to make money. What did you do? They didn't do anything. When you listen to audios, you want to listen to audios from people who transfer energy to you. They transfer energy and they know what they're talking about. Audios. Audios can happen in lecture form. Audios can happen one-on-one, because right now this is an audio, but it's also a video, but it's audio because you can hear it. You can listen to audiobooks. Audiobooks are good. You can listen to audiobooks. But remember, you're going to 5 fundamentals say know who to listen to. So we did that yesterday. If you want a review on that, you got to go back. Follow the YouTube, by the way, too. That's where we got it posted. Audio is the second thing. Happy New Day. Number three. Associate with like-minded people. Associate with like-minded people. If you read more, hey, have you noticed a difference when you read Grand Rising? I've been reading about stuff like this in spirituality. Good. I'm just reading the comments real quick. All right. Associate with like-minded people. Here's what they found out. They found out that if you look at any successful person, they all have one consistency. It's different for different people, but it's a few things that every single one of the successful relationship people, business people, health people, or spiritual people have in common. They all have one thing in common. They all do one thing. It is this. They associate and are a part of an association or a group of people who think like them and have the intention of getting better. All of them associate with like-minded people. This upgrades your brain, because what happens? Here's how your brain works. If you are not consciously engaged with an activity, you are subconsciously open to whatever comes to you. I'm going to say that again. If you are not consciously engaged in an activity, your subconscious mind is wide open for whatever comes to you. Your brain, remember, is a sender and receiver of vibrational frequencies. Guess what the most powerful frequency thing is in the universe? Thoughts. So your brain picks up thoughts that are floating in the air. Now let me ask you this. Do you want to be like everybody you see around you? Idle mind is the devil's playground. That's where that came from. Now the science back it up. Okay? Do you want to pick up the brainwave frequency of the people around you? Do you want to? If you don't, the only way to solve that problem is to consciously engage your mind. That's why reading is important. That is why constantly listening to audios is important. And that is why associating with like-minded people is important. Here's why. Because when you're not thinking, your friends' thoughts are going into your brain. Think about that. Have you ever heard the phrase, you are the top 5 people that you hang around? Hey, thank you. I appreciate the love for that. Okay. Have you ever heard you the top 5 people you hang around and your income will be a sum of the top 5 people you hang around? Okay, why is that? Because when you're not thinking, their thoughts are going into your brain. If you're around rich people, rich thoughts are just going in there. That's what's happening. Okay? Which is unbelievable to me. It's unbelievable to me. Yeah. This is how our brains work. Our brains are organs that pick up frequencies and emit them. You can generate a new frequency that no one's ever had before. And that's where new companies come from, new inventions come from, new ideas come from that other people have never thought about. The brain does that. So, associate with like-minded people. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate y'all. Associate with like-minded people. Now, here's the next one that amplifies number 3. And this builds your brain, by the way. This builds your brain. Number 4. Give and receive recognition. How many people know haters? People who just hate progress and hate on you and hate on the world and hate on everything. If they want you to see you doing good, but not as good as you. How many people know that? Why? This is what keeps people broke. If you go to, look, I grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio, on Vine Street downtown, on 13th Street downtown Cincinnati, Ohio. Go back a couple decades and ask how it was on Vine or on 13th Street in Cincinnati, Ohio, or in Bond Hill in Cincinnati, Ohio. It's not the best place in the world. It's not Compton, but it ain't the best place in the world. Understand this. In areas like this, the reason we are put and gathered in areas like this, if you grew up in that area, is because now I want you to think about it, they know what they are doing. What they're trying to do. What they're trying to do is keep everybody on the same brain frequency and have everybody hating on everybody else. It's the divide and conquer strategy. Now, look. By the way, everybody who I'm following you back. If this is your content, it's your content. This is for you. Okay? Understand this. Give and receive recognition. When you give recognition to somebody else and you celebrate their wins and you love seeing them succeed, let me ask you this. What vibration are you letting off from your brain? What's up, Cincinnati? We got a Cincinnatian. What up? Cincy boy. Okay. What you doing? You're creating that in your brain first. It's possible. It's possible when you're letting off gamma. That's possible. It depends on how, if you go into a bliss state because you love seeing somebody happy so much, you in gamma. That gamma frequency, you are in bliss. Total bliss. In that moment, you've never experienced the bliss like that. Most of the time, you're in a theta wave frequency. A theta wave frequency. This right here, when you receive recognition, it gives you a boost. It makes you want to keep doing what you're doing. When you give recognition to somebody else, it comes back to you 10x. It's even more powerful to give recognition than it is to get it. But both are powerful. So what they do in these associative groups is they give each other recognition. What do you think the Grammys is? What do you think the Emmy Awards is? What do you think the Streamy Awards is? All these award ceremonies are people giving recognition to themselves and their peers, which gives them energy to do even more. Okay? Last thing that will grow your brain and develop your brain. This is not like, you notice I'm not talking about food yet, because everybody talk about food. If you eat the right foods, but you never read, you never listen to audios, you associate with broke people, and you get hated on all the time, and you hate other people, that food ain't gonna do nothing for you. Trust me. Okay, number 5. Attend major events. Attend major events where people gather together to succeed together. This is what we do. Attend major events and major functions. Attend major events and major functions. Here's what happens when you do that. You create what's called a mastermind. The only book that explains the mastermind principle is Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich and Law of Success in 16 Lessons. I don't see it in any other book. But it is a phenomenon that was tracked and seen in every successful person's brain. When you go to events, this is why concerts are so wild. When you go to a concert, you're getting a mental influx of everybody there, especially if y'all on the same wave and y'all like the same artist. So concerts activate your brain and you leave buzzing. You're on a high. You're absolutely welcome. I appreciate you being here. If you do the same thing for success, happiness, joy, family, love, whatever it is, you get the influx of love, compassion, happiness, and joy. This was the benefit of religious gatherings back in the day. I want to give you an example. Martin Luther King, when I read his autobiography, and his I think it was autobiography. I don't know which one. It was one of the two. But Martin Luther King, what he did was he would go to churches. He grew up in a church, so of course he was going to church. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate you. Martin Luther King was in churches. Now, the reason that the civil rights movement worked to the degree that it didn't work completely, but it did work. The reason it worked as far as it did was because everybody was on the same frequency. And they would meet every Sunday believing in what they can do for the community and what they could do for their lives. And they had the same belief system that spirit or God could do it. Even if nobody believes that no more, the power was in everybody did believe it back then, and they all got behind it and they did succeed. What happened? They attended major events. They attended major events on a regular, consistent basis. Now, giving and receiving recognition. During the civil rights movement specifically, you would get recognition for doing a peaceful protest or marching or protesting or whatever it was. You would get recognition for that. Everybody there had the same pain and they were all like-minded. They wanted to get out of the situation they were in. They listened to sermons all the time and they read the Bible. I want you to just think about that. Just think about that. If you filter any person that you look up to through this list, they do this. Trust me. Or just go ask them. Don't trust me. You really shouldn't trust anything. You really shouldn't trust anything I say. You should go test it. You should hear it. Listen to it. If it resonates, go look it up. Go find it out for yourself. It's going to make it even more solid in your brain, and then you're going to do it. See, the key is, if you do this, your brain changes. And you're going to love your brain because you're going to feel good all the time. You're going to feel good. And here's what else is going to happen. You're going to be lucky. You're going to be lucky. You're going to be like, you are legitimately going to be lucky. Stuff is going to happen to you where you're like, how did this happen? Okay, I'm going to give you real examples. This is so you know it's not fake. $21,000 direct deposit from a company that I didn't work for in my account. They just sent me the tax return for it. Just think about that. How did that happen? This. I'm telling you. It happened because this. I wasn't even doing it consciously either. By the way, if you really, 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 really want something and you are burning on it and you was like, this is what I'm doing, so you will automatically do this stuff accidentally. You will automatically do this stuff. Your brain will automatically walk you into stores that you never go into and lead you to books that you don't even read. And you're like, I don't know why I'm reading this book, but I decided to read this book. I don't even know why. It's because when your brain gets a desire in it and it gets activated, it does these things automatically. Okay? So rather you know these or not, you will do them. Which is crazy. I love that part. Because the simple version is, all you got to do is know it clearly, what you don't want first, and get that feeling like, I'm never having that again. And then focus this way. I promise you're going to start doing this stuff right after that, if you decide that. I'm happy the live is doing it for you, because here's what's going on. I am transferring energy to you. I live this stuff. You can tell. I'm not just talking about this stuff. I'm not doing a presentation or selling you a product. This world needs help right now. And what I'm doing right here, right now, is giving exactly what I would want to receive if I was on the other end. And guess what you're doing? You are pulling this out of me. If y'all not here, this doesn't come out. I'm really just a manifestation of you. Anybody got any questions about why this works? Do you understand how you upgrade your brain by doing these things? Do we understand that? Can we see that? This is the 5. Now, I'm going to also tell you this. People who do not read and people who don't listen to audios and associate, even if you're gifted and talented, you're going to mess up. Why? Because you don't know why you're succeeding. Let me give you an example. Okay? When I was running my company for the first time, I can see clearly. That was so good. When I was running my company, y'all, I made all this money. Then I lost it, and I promise you, I had no idea why I lost it. And so many people get in this situation. I'm running a company, I'm making more money than I ever made, and then all of a sudden it started going away. I'm like, how come? What happened? I thought I knew what I was doing. That's the problem. I became unteachable. And when you know everything, your teachability index is low. Thank you for the love. Appreciate you. I didn't know why I was succeeding. That's why I lost it. I had no idea why I was succeeding. So I lost it. Okay, I lost it all. I had no idea. Now, I know exactly what happened. And now what I'm doing is I'm recreating what I did accidentally, but now on purpose. Oh, thank you for the love. I appreciate y'all. You notice this. The way you upgrade your brain. Now, here's the thing. You don't take my word for this. Just start doing this and watch people's reactions around you. Don't tell anybody you're doing this either. Don't tell anybody you start reading these books, and I'll give you the books to read. Here we go. Here we go. I'm about to give you the books to read real quick. Where we go? Oh, it's in that trunk. One of the main ones. Just read this one.
You want me to give you a grade?
No, it's good, baby. You don't have to.
Why don't you erase that and write it?
My boy Cosmic. Oh yeah.
You got a little whiteboard I got you.
Let me write this down for y'all. Cosmic, go follow Cosmic, the conjurer. It's my boy, the seer, the real seer of the world. It's seers in this world. I'm telling you, and they right next to you. You don't even know it. It's real seers who can see into the reality behind the physical or underneath the physical, and they see that way. Okay? Oh, did I just erase it before you saw it? Yeah, let me show you these books, okay? I'm about to write down a book list. Ooh, y'all about to get turned on. I'm telling you. Because when I started reading, I read 1,000 books in the first year and a half. I do not recommend, okay? Okay? Do not recommend you read 1,000 books because most of them are pointless. They don't make any sense. They make sense, but most of them don't get you nowhere, okay? I'm going to give you a syrupy good book list that's going to change your brain. It's going to change your brain, okay? Number 1 book, I ain't going to say it in no particular order. Ask and it is given. Ask and it is given. That's one of the first books that I read if I was you. Okay, ask and is given. Power of now. Power of now. Okay? Think and grow rich. Okay? The Kabbalion. Hey, I would recommend the Bible. I'll read the Bible if I'm you. If you like that. Oh my goodness, you just said it. Science of Getting Rich. I love that book. Science of Getting Rich. I would agree with that one. That actually is on the list anyway. 100%. Science of Getting Rich. Now, these books specifically, I'm gonna tell you, asking is given is gonna attune your brain probably almost perfectly. Power of Now also. Practice just reading this book is an energy transference to it. Think and Grow Rich and Science of Getting Rich are about money specifically. If you want money, the Kabbalion describes the nature of the universe in ways that most people just will never hear. Okay? But these books are easy to get into. They're easier. This is probably the easiest. This is easy level 1, like super easy. Power of Now, easy. Science of Getting Rich, easy. Kabbalion, Think and Grow Rich, a little more difficult. Edinburgh Lectures on Mental Science, my favorite book. Man, I tell you what. It real good. You understand? It real good. It real good. Okay, here go another one. Power of Awareness, Neville Goddard. Power of Awareness, Neville Goddard. You like that one, babe, huh? My girl like that. Power of Awareness. Now, Collected Works of Thomas Troward. Okay, reason I'm saying these specific books is because this. And don't just read the book one time through, please. Don't read it fast to get through the book. It doesn't matter if you read it once. Do you know how many times, and I'm not exaggerating, I want you to guess. Start guessing. The person who guessed how many times I've read this book, and I got the number in my head. Guess how many times I read this book. If you get within 3, up or down, I give you 10. I give you some monies. This specific book, close. 175. Dang. It's under 100. It's under 100. Come on. There you go. You got it. Daily Prayer. I read this book about 72, 73 times. Daily Prayer, you got it. Send me your Venmo. Send me your Venmo. Oh, yeah. At this point, I'm just never going to stop reading the book because, I mean, it's just one of those things. You just read. At this point, I wake up, I just read. Like, even if I'm not planning on reading, I'll just pick up a book and read 3 sentences and think about it. It's just automatic for me. Send me your Venmo. Hey, a lot of people, I've been telling y'all, send me your Venmo. Y'all don't send it to me. Why don't y'all send me your Venmo? I want to give y'all some money. I'll see you cash out. All right, cool. That's cool. Just send it to me. I'm like, I don't know why y'all want to take my money. I'm trying to give y'all some money. Because you know what? If you sow seeds, the universe give it back to you 10x. So I'm going to give you an example. Anything that I have given to you today, the universe give me back 10x. I want inspiration. I want to wake up. I want to feel good. I want to feel connected. I want to feel like I'm a part of a group or a community that's growing mentally, consciously, in love and openness. I know. I'm like, why ain't y'all taking the money? Okay. Here, let me screenshot you. There you go. I got you. All right. Anybody got any questions right here about this? Any other questions about the brain, Any other questions about creation? As a matter of fact, let's do this. Right? Tell me what you're trying to create right now in your life. What's most important for you to create in your life? And don't be all spiritual. Okay? If it is a spiritual goal, tell me. But don't be all spiritual just because, we in this spiritual group. Tell me what you're really looking for and thinking about right now.
Babe, what was the last book you held up for my house?
I believe it was this, Power of Awareness, Neville Goddard. Oh, that's a good one. Gateway Project. Manifesting TikTok money. I need to be rich. Okay, let's talk about the rich real quick. So this is the formula to anything. It don't matter what it is. This is, what time is it, man?
7:30.
7:30. I really only got 5 minutes. I wish I could go for hours, but I only got 5 minutes. So money. Here's how money works. If you want more money, it doesn't matter what the level is. You can want $10,000. You can want $50,000 a year, 100,000, million. It depends on what you want, but this is what you do. Okay. So step one, you have to know what you want. You said you want money. Now, it's 3 ways to classify this. A, you can be very, very specific. How many people have been told be very, very specific on exactly how much money you want? Very, very specific. How many people have been told that? It's a myth. It's a myth. B, you can be general. And I'm going to give you examples of each one. And C, you can create just a feeling goal. Okay? Which one you think is the best? As far as effectiveness. Not what I believe, but effectiveness. Based on what my billionaire mentors say, what the best is. It is absolutely C, the feeling goal. Why? Because you don't know how you're going to get the money. And you don't know how much you really want. You want to feel a certain way about the money. That's the point. See, y'all on point. Everybody in here are already on point. Y'all high level. Thank y'all for being here, for being so high level.
Shall we following each other?
Yeah, everybody should be following each other in here. That's why I want to create a group. If this was a group, it'd be nice. But generally, if you say generally, I want enough money to take a vacation. That's a general goal. I want enough money to take a vacation. I want enough money to so that I can invest and retire. That's a general goal. A specific goal is I want $100,000. I want $162,000, and I know exactly what I'm gonna do with it. That's very, very specific. The best goal is a feeling goal. When I say goal, it's really a feeling vision. Now, how do you do this? Know what you want, pick it. Number 2, find someone who wants what you want. Find someone who wants what you want. This is step 2. So I don't got to work a 9 to 5. Not if you don't want to. If you do the steps, you won't have to. Like right now, I'm working on exactly that. So I'm back in the process of bringing my money back up. So I'm doing this process right now. Actually, I'm doing the process with you live. That's number 2. Number 3. Oh, by the way, when you find somebody who wants what you want to make a plan to serve them at this level. Number 3. Every week for 1 hour, try to make the other person rich. This is the third one. What do you do with that somebody? Every week for 1 hour, you try to make the other person rich. Every week for 1 hour, you try to make another person rich. That's what you do. Okay, that's it. Now, how do you do that? I don't know. What you could do, get creative. You say, all right, I want to read this book with you. We're going to get rich together. I'm not rich yet. I know you want to be rich. Let's read this book together and try to get rich for 1 hour every week. Like, okay, I'll do that. and then try to make that other person rich. That's all you got to do. Just take this book, give it to them. Hey, here's a book. It's a book. Let's just read one page. Let's read one page and try. Let's try to make you rich. You try to make. And try to come up. 3. Number 4. This is the part that if you don't do it, it won't work. And this is what most of us do not do because we don't feel good about ourselves. And this is why feeling good is most important. And why the feeling goal is most important. Number 4. Go to sleep feeling, keyword, feeling good about what you did and what you are doing. Why is this? Why is this? The way the mind works, and then I got to get off. The way the mind works is this. If you go to sleep and you're about to go to sleep, your subconscious mind, a part of your mind that reasons deductively, all it does is say, what did you say? Okay, that's what we're doing. That's the subconscious mind. When you go to bed feeling good about the money you gave, it leaves an imprint on your mind of money and success because you gave it away. You did this part, then you think about that part when you go to sleep. What happens is you plant seeds in your brain and you pour water on your seeds in your brain at night, and then the next morning opportunities come up, or you lose your job so that you can start your business. Okay? Things start to happen. This is the key. Where did I learn this, by the way? Here's another gem. Take a screenshot. Take a screenshot. Here it goes. Take a screenshot. Look, I'm telling you, none of what I'm saying is original. Yeah, I live it, but none of what I'm saying is original. This is just the way it is. Now, notice I don't need to take notes and repeat it back to you because I'm living it already. This is what you do. Diamond Cutter. That's another book for y'all. Okay? All right. That's it for today. I want to talk for hours, I promise you. I can't. We got courses on the way. We got coaching on the way. We got groups on the way, communities on the way. It just depends on where it goes and what y'all want. All right? If you ain't followed me yet, go follow me right now. Right here, go follow. I'm about to follow all y'all. And give you a thank you personally from me. Thank you. I appreciate it. I go live pretty much every morning about 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Pretty much every morning. So, I love y'all. Y'all have a beautiful day. I appreciate everybody here. I pray that you get success. Bye, y'all.